Now, EU leaders have threatened further action against Belarus over its migration policies. The European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen accused Belarus of state-sponsored people smuggling for helping migrants into the EU through its neighbouring countries, Poland, Latvia and Lithuania. Our correspondent Paul Adams has been following the journey of one group of migrants.
Trapped in the forest in Poland, on the EU's eastern frontier, a group of Syrians, exhausted and afraid. We're absolutely shattered, the voice says. We've been walking since 4 in the morning. But how did they get here? 2 weeks earlier, their journey starts with a tearful farewell in northern Iraq and an optimistic selfie at the airport in Erbil. We're leaving for Belarus, says Idris. We went to Erbil ourselves. The city is full of travel agents catering for would-be migrants. The first step, a visa. Murad isn't doing anything illegal, but he still doesn't want to be identified.
If you have a passport, and we send it to the Belarus tourism companies, and they send us invitations.
So when people come to you, you know they're not going to Belarus for a holiday?
Of course.
You know they're going to Europe?
Yeah.
By now, Idris and his friends have reached the Belarusian capital, Minsk. The airport is jammed with people making the same journey. The group has been told to go to a hotel and wait for instructions. Are you worried about the journey?
Of course we are. We're crossing the border illegally. We don't know what will happen. We can't trust anyone, not even our smuggler.
In May, the president of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko, threatened to flood the EU with drugs and migrants. Revenge, it seems, for EU sanctions. Soon, thousands were crossing into Lithuania. We went there to see the border. The guards here still catching dozens of migrants every day. Lithuania says Belarus is actively helping them to cross illegally. In some places, the border is little more than a gap in the forest. Now, we can see some Belarusian border guards coming right now. Until the crisis began, there was regular communication between the two sides. But after President Lukashenko threatened to allow migrants into the EU, all of that cooperation stopped, and people started to flood across this border. But thousands of migrants are now in detention. This, for some, is where hopes and dreams come to an abrupt end. They can apply for asylum, but most won't get it. After several days of silence, Idris and his friends are back in touch, heading further into Poland. He couldn't film the moment, but says Belarusian soldiers loaded 50 migrants into a truck, took them to the border and showed them the way. Out of the forest and into the EU in cars arranged by smugglers. With the help of Belarus and at a cost of $7,000 each, Idris and his friends have made it. They'll apply for asylum and see what happens next. Paul Adams, BBC News.